Good job.
Chloe's very special. She really is. And she just has a kind heart.
Tell the bubbles bye.
When I first got the news that I was a grandmother, I was excited, thrilled and everything. And then when I got the news that I had to take care of her, it was, very stressful, because of my age. Not that I don't like being a grandmother. I love it. I do. It's just a lot of work, and when you adopt, it's, another story, because you have to start this whole thing all over again. Because when you have a family and you raise your kids and they graduate, they go to college, and then when you start all over again, it's stressful.
The opioid epidemic in West Virginia has left children without their parents, requiring grandparents to become parents once again. At the Terra Alta Senior Center, a few grandparents gather for weekly parent training.
If your child's diabetic and needs to take a shot at noon. To make sure that happens, there's probably a...
Co-director of Healthy Grand Families, Bonnie Dunn, estimates that more than 50,000 kids in West Virginia are being raised by their grandparents. Dunn herself was raised by her grandparents long before the opioid epidemic hit the Mountain State.
My graduating class in 1966 had 2 students in it who were raised by grandparents.
In 2015, Dr. Brenda Walmsley came to Bonnie with data showing a consistent increase in grand families over a 20-year period.
And she said, there's something I want to do before I retire. And I said, well, what's that? And she said, write a grant for helping families who are raising children that are not theirs. Is kind of the way it started. And then she said specifically grandparents who are raising grandchildren. And I immediately got very emotional. And she said, well, my goodness, what's wrong? And I said, well, you don't know this, but I was raised by my grandparents.
What began 4 years ago with a grant from the USDA has turned into a project that's expanded to multiple counties. By 2020, the program hopes to offer training to grandparents in all 55 counties. The program helps grandparents with a variety of issues, from understanding the school system to navigating social media.
She didn't know what an app on the iPhone was. We all think that's kind of funny at the level that we are if we use a cell phone. Except for several weeks down the road, one of those 3 grandchildren, the FBI was beating down the front door because the 12-year-old granddaughter had posted nude pictures of herself on social media. This is the grandmother who didn't know what an app was.
Pop on Mike.
After graduating from the Healthy Grand Families program, grandparents sign a wooden cutout of the Healthy Grand Families logo, a tree with a variety of grandparent names.
Poppy. Grandma. Grandma.
And don't give up. If they're in foster care and you're fighting to get them, it might take a while, but don't give up. It took me 7 months to get my grandson. So don't give up, keep on fighting for them, and eventually the family usually gets them.
If you become a diabetic, there's the Diabetes Association. If you've got a child that has autism, you can go to that organization, and the list goes on. But there is no place for a grandparent who has suddenly found themselves raising grandchildren to turn to. And they don't want to turn back to the thing with DHHR and CPS. They don't want to turn to that because they're afraid that the children will be taken and put into placement.
That was the case for Huntington mom Regina Brumfield. Her drug abuse began in her teenage years. She first tried pain pills, but as the years passed, she moved on to other drugs and alcohol.
I was working at Amazon here in Huntington, and I lost my job. So then I was unable to pay rent or do anything, and I lost my home. We were being evicted, and I had nowhere to go. So my children and myself were going place to place, and I knew it wasn't a safe environment for them. I couldn't take care of myself. So I contacted my daughter's aunt, who eventually ended up getting her before CPS was even involved.
This was so important to her because of her own childhood experiences. She had to go into foster care when she was 8.
It's like a same scenario as when I was younger, you know? So it was the same age, everything. Like my sister, she grew up, she's not on drugs. She didn't go through what I did, but she was the young one that didn't understand anything that was going on then, which I feel like kind of relates to my son. But my daughter is the exact same age I was, and she's having issues with what she's been through. So I'm trying to just break the cycle.
Back in Harrison County, Michelle Peters is focused on a hopeful future for Chloe too.
It's totally different from a parent to a grandparent. What my granddaughters went through, it's hard to deal with because I really don't know, other than her having night terrors and everything. But just being there and loving her and having, you know, a good family and a lot of support from friends and family. I love you.